let's talk about money with a celebrity business manager, Kristin Lee. Hi, Kristin.
Hi, how are you?
I love this topic. Why is it that women sometimes are very afraid to talk about money? Why is that?
I think there's a general lack of education. If you're looking at this long term, I think, the finances historically are often handled by men and kind of kept away from women. But, that's changing as we're taking over our finances. We're starting our own businesses. We're digging further into, new technologies and things that are coming up. So, I think that, it's so new, in the grand scheme of things. So we're hoping to make this a more mainstream and welcoming realm.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, obviously you deal with celebrities, musicians, athletes. We're talking like big sums of money, but I'm sure you also deal with, regular people as well who don't have that huge wealth, but what do you see as the number one problem in kind of for average women? What is their number one financial issue that you have to continually solve for them?
Well, it's more expensive to be a woman in general. They always talk about the pink tax. We've got to have our hair done, our makeup, our nails, just to be presentable to the outside world. And so it's just more costly to just live. And then you're faced on top of that with pay gaps. We find that the gender pay gap is still not whittling away, nearly as fast as it should be. And there's a lack of equality there. And those are just, bad places to start.
Sure. So when a female client comes to you and is kind of like, here, Kristin, handle this nightmare that I've, have, What do you find yourself doing most often to kind of clean up the finances for women? What is it? What is the one thing, or what can you share with our audience that might help them on their own right now?
I think it's really getting a lay of the land and being brutally honest with yourself about, what your monthly income is, what your monthly outgoings are, what kind of debts you might be sitting on, whether it's student loans or credit cards or whatnot. And really, just being so honest and in black and white with those numbers and looking at what's not working. And if you've got debt, really focusing on that. If you've got stuff that has higher interest rates, I would attack that first, because once you relieve those little bits, of credit card payments that you might have, then you've got, a few $100s extra per month to put somewhere else to start saving, and then hopefully not get into those situations, in the future.
Yeah. And you mentioned being able to get past all that debt and stuff that a lot of times women don't want to talk about. They just want to push it to the side and pretend like it doesn't exist,
Yeah, right.
But you talk about being able to get rid of that so you can kind of start investing in other things. And that's the next part I want to talk about is, lots of people are talking about cryptocurrency, blockchain, you're talking about all of these buzzwords.
Yeah.
And I think that it's and you and I just had a quick chat about it, and then, it really is kind of a male-dominated world. But is that something that you would encourage your female clients to look into? What should they be looking for? What should they be doing if they have a little extra money? Is it something worth investing in?
It's definitely becoming part of people's portfolios, and more of my clients are, dipping their toes into cryptocurrency and blockchain, and now there's NFTs, which is, driving everyone wild the last couple of weeks. And, my theory on investing is, you want to go the safe route for, a majority of your money, and because you just don't want to lose it. But I do think that there is a level of tempered risk that everybody should take. And I think cryptocurrency is really interesting. And if you've got the extra cash and, you're comfortable with, it maybe not going the way you want it to, I think it's worth dabbling in. I think a lot of people that got into Bitcoin in the last year are really thrilled with themselves right about now. So, those were gambles that totally paid off. And now you've got a bunch of people just diving right into that world. So, it's definitely something we're paying close attention to.
And it just as as an expert kind of in the money finance world, like where does one even begin? Do I need to go to my accountant and be like, can I get some crypto? Like what do you do? I don't even know. Do you like ask on the black market? Like how does it work?
I feel like it used to be that, right? You used to just go on the dark web, but no. There are so many apps now that you can, I mean, Robinhood is a fan favorite of a lot of people, and they're doing crypto trading pretty easily. I do know that they regulate it every now and again. I think people might overload their servers or something and they definitely stop it, but there's other ones out there as well. There's all kinds of stuff online. I feel like if you just went and did a Google, you could find something suitable. But if you've got investment bankers, wealth management people as well, they're pretty in tune with it now.
How to do it. Okay. And then I want to end on this because it's kind of one of these age-old questions that I always talk about with my friends and all of this stuff. And the question is when you get into a relationship or a marriage, for a female, what is your advice on mingling incomes or mixing?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Tell me why.
I truly believe in financial independence. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a joint account. Say you have a shared mortgage or shared rent and some shared bills, but maybe you both just, deposit money into there, every month and keep the rest of your money separate. I think you need to have ownership of your own finances. If those things go by the wayside and we've seen a lot of relationships come and go, you don't want to have to start peeling that apart or have no idea how much money you had. I've seen people who, go through a divorce and they're like, I have no money. He spent all of my money, at the casino or whatever. And they had no idea, so I just think having that control for yourself is just so important, and it just makes you more confident. And I do think it's probably healthier for a relationship in the long run to, just come in at an even playing field and then keep all of your other personal stuff totally separate.
All right, Kristin, thank you so much for your time and all of that.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.